Hey, it's us. Once again, I'm JT. Got my homeboy with me. Say something, Mike.
What's up?
All right now. But Smile's about to turn a frown again. Y'all know what went down this week. As far as shootings, black folk and police. Let's start with the first one, shall we? Brother Alton, is that it?
Yeah, Alton Sterling. Yeah.
I believe in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I guess he's that one guy you see in the front of like a convenience or a gas station selling tapes or whatever. You know, your local
The barbershop.
hustler.
Yeah.
You know. And this, from the reports, this is what he's been known for the last few years to be there.
Right.
This is what he do. Everybody know him as far as that guy. And they said it was a call, that 911 call, and told the police that he had a gun. I guess in front of the store. They never say who the person is. I guess because they don't want to.
They were saying it was a homeless person. The homeless person called, said that he waved a gun at him, based on the reports that we're getting. Evidently, I think witnesses said a homeless guy was approaching Alton, trying to get some money from him. He's like, leave me alone, get away from me. And then at one point, because the homeless guy was, or I don't even know if it was a guy or a girl, was being so aggressive that he like lifted up his shirt to show like, hey, I got a pistol on me, leave me alone. Mm-hmm. But what they were saying is like at no point did he like pull it out and start pointing it at the guy. Yeah, but people are suspecting that the homeless guy got upset about the fact that he didn't get any money from Alton, called the police like, hey, there's this guy outside this convenience store, he got a gun. So they responded.
I haven't heard that one. I mean, I ain't.
Yeah.
But it seemed like they haven't concentrated on that part of it, really. It's mostly the video of what we saw. And so the police came, of course, and I know most of y'all probably seen the video. I guess they asked him about the gun or what he's doing there. Mm-hmm. And things escalated, and so they tried to apprehend the man. And they end up on the ground. It was two cops. He was like, what's going on? But the usual
questions that you should be able to ask.
No, they don't like, for some reason, they don't like answering that question. Like, what's going on? Why you stopped me, or why you here? Why you trying to arrest me? For some reason they can't answer that question. Like they tell them in I was about to say in camp. I'm ready for football, yeah. And they training. No, when they in the police training, not to answer that question, But they on the ground, and the owner of the shop, the convenience store, said, he knew the guy, Mr. Sterling, and he said he watched the whole thing. He said he didn't see him like reaching for his gun, and that's the police's excuse that he was trying to reach for a gun. And so while first they tased him, and then one of the cops that was actually on top of him, it was one on the side trying to apprehend him, and then the one on the top got his gun, and I mean just right there, man, and shot him. And and it was people. I think it's two videos we saw. One is for I think couples in their car, and then the other one like in front of the store. And I think there's like the clear picture. You actually. I mean, it was just, and for some reason, this one was extra for me. I don't know why. Probably because it was so up close. Mm-hmm. Other ones is kind of grainy and probably far back the other killings, But this one is like, you right there, and then you see the blood, coming out of his shirt, and one of the cops just on the ground, just sitting or. And like he didn't know, like he was about to say somebody called the cops. It was like what? Go ahead, Mike B. I'm so done with this.
Well, yeah, I'm disgusted. I've been talking about this all week. I've been watching videos about it all week. It's just I'm to the point where like, what the hell are you supposed to do at this point? Now with the Alton Sterling situation, we saw on the video, it looked like right after the whole situation transpired, the officer went. Once he's deceased at this point, and pulled something out of the man's pocket, which we all assume to be a gun, and nobody. Well, this is what I hate about media. This is what I hate about certain people is the fact that, based on the information we've been given so far, there was no reason for this man to lose his life.
Not at all.
But people will always make excuses. Okay, he should have complied. When they told him to get on the ground, he should have got on the ground. He should have. He should have done what they asked him to do, and he would be alive. That's not true. Because we got a more recent case where we saw a young man doing what the officers asked him to do, and he still lost his life. It's because of the way that they look at us. That's the problem. That's what pisses me off. And you have to ask yourself, okay, what now? When you try to do everything you're supposed to do in order to protect yourself, do the right thing, fly under the radar, don't break the law, and you still get killed. Are we not allowed to ask, what did I do? We see countless videos. I've been in a situation where I'm with a white person, and they're asking questions, and the officer is not. Maybe it's because the officer can relate to them, so they understand where they're coming from, so they know that they just need to know what's going on, and then they'll comply. But we don't get that luxury. That's the problem.
Oh, no.
And so people, like I was saying earlier, what happens is when situations like this happen, you don't even need the police to try and prove anything, because you got media and then other people who are just pro-police no matter what, and anti-black folk that will go and start doing the research and start justifying the reason that this man needed to lose his life in that moment.
Yeah, I saw some people like his background, his criminal background. I'm like, that don't have nothing to do with that time, that place,
the whole that situation.
That whole situation.
Now, it will be, you can bring that into account if the officers asked him for his name, got his license, ran his shit, and then now they're in like
he had
higher
a warrant,
alert.
or he had a warrant out, or
something. If he was out there actually raping somebody, he was actually out there robbing somebody, or doing something like that. Yeah. He was in the place where he is often, all the time. Selling CDs to people. He sells CDs to all the time. So in my mind, that has absolutely nothing to do with what the fuck we saw transpire on that video. But we always have these people who are like, well, he was a bad guy anyway, so whatever. And the media starts to paint this picture to us.
Like he was just a bad dog.
Yeah,
no good.
And so it allows us to rest easy. Like, okay, well, and excuse it. Yeah. There's no excuse for what the fuck we saw go on, in my mind. But it will continue to go on because the way the media and the world, the way we're set up. Because we don't even allow or give the police opportunity to do their research. We do it for them. And we start to excuse these killings. And so by the time it gets to the grand jury, they've already made up their mind. And you know what?
They done piled up all this so-called evidence against the person.
That had nothing to do with what transpired in the moment. That's the problem. But that's the way things are.
So I'm pretty sure once this goes to court.
If it goes to court.
Well, if they find
that's the problem.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is get a good lawyer in front of the grand jury, and they start working this narrative and starting to paint this guy out to be a bad person. No matter what happened during the altercation, all they're going to think about is, well, okay, he had this criminal rap sheet. He was the bad seed. They don't even care how long ago things happen. Like, he could have been a teenager doing all this bullshit. He could have turned his life over. He could have been trying to do the right thing, even though people say, selling CDs. Was he hurting your motherfucking ass? Was he hurting you? Was he hurting anybody? No. Did he deserve to die? That's my question. But they're going to paint. I already know it because it's the same song we keep singing, the same story we keep talking about, just a different name to add to the list.
That's why I said my piece 3 killings ago. I'm pissed off, but at the same time, I mean, it's the same Same thing might be. Same type of situation. Same type of victim, which is a black male or just black period.
And even the times where it's not a black person, it's still a police officer being excused for not doing their job properly, not being out here protecting and serving, not disarming a person, not even having a conversation, not trying to figure out what the fuck, not doing your fucking job. That's the problem.
I want to know, because I don't think they have video of when they first pulled up, dude. I don't think they have that, do they?
I haven't seen it. If they do,
if they do, yeah. And because I think the only
like
thing
the conversation that happened.
Yeah, what was the conversation before? I'm not excusing nothing, as far as what they did.
Yeah.
But I'm just want to know, what was. I just want to know what went on.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Where you get to this point?
Where they,
is it the same
they
as
just
everybody else?
Tackle his ass.
Yeah, they just got out the car. And
you're not. Is it? Was his answers wrong? Because he wanted to know. Was he talking shit? Like, don't you run up on me because I got a gun? I'll shoot the shit out of your ass. I can't imagine that being the situation.
That'd be an ignorant fool. Yeah.
It would be, and you would be asking for, considering you're trying to go up against two officers who already don't give a fuck about you. This is not new.
But it seemed like they went at, because when the film that we saw, it seemed like he was asking probably the same questions, and they wasn't giving them no answer. They just ready to apprehend.
They probably didn't feel the need to give. What are you questioning me?
It seemed like what happened to ask what's going on. You okay? You're there. You answered the 911 call, yes, but at least, but still, you need to know what's going on. Ask
Assess
questions.
the situation.
Yeah. Talk to the owner. Well, it's somebody else here. He might be lying to you, but ask somebody there. Ask the owner. And from what the owner been saying, this dude was, he was cool.
Yeah.
He said, I've never had a run-in with him. I've never seen him have a run-in with anybody else outside.
We were just joking, and laughing and shit.
And he lets him sell
CDs outside,
Yeah. Solicitate outside. Next one. What's the brother name? Philando Castillo. It's still a black gentleman. I guess I don't know if he's Cuban or something.
Yeah,
but he had. I think he was in a car with his girlfriend. And see, this one, I'll tell you when I get
have to
through.
explain what's.
But
going on.
I don't know the full situation on that. I just know the aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing they got stopped. And the cop asked him to. I think first he told the cop I got just to let him know I got a gun, and it's registered. But help me on this, might be. What was the reason why they got stopped? Did they?
I think the officer told them that he had stopped them because they had a broken tail light. But then I think the audio was just released here recently, and I knew I should have wrote it down. Where the officer was saying how he's probably gonna pull these two people over. One of the guy looks like a suspect that they've probably been looking for. He has the wide nose. He has a wide nose.
That was his.
That was one of his reasons.
He had a wide nose.
Mm-hmm. Like the suspect.
Did he have big lips too?
He might as well have said that.
You know how many black folk got wide noses?
Me. That's us. That's
you got the dreads and the nose.
I made my video. I've already went off because I'm saying this from what we understood based on the Facebook video that his girlfriend, because once the officer shot her boyfriend, she went on Facebook Live. I would have been probably too afraid.
She was so calm. That's what I didn't get. Dude is dying in front of her, and she was like, "Y'all, my boyfriend has got shot." And I'm like, man, you kind of. Are you a nurse?
I would have been hysterical.
I wouldn't have been hysterical, but I would have. I wouldn't have been like that calm.
I wouldn't have been able to recite everything that happened. I would have been all over the place.
They just handcuffed him and put him on the ground or something. Look, y'all, that he on the ground. That's how calm she was. Not the dude dying. My boyfriend is dying next to me.
Right, and then watching the video, we see he's still breathing at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, man.
And then to find out that he died,
he crushed
we
over
see in the video and the officer still pointing the gun at him and then cussing like I told you not to move.
See, if I would have did that, and then they left him there, I would have went rogue and went to a hospital.
But the officer still had the gun pointed. He would have shot her definitely, because he still in the video. He's still pointing the gun at the dude that's laying there dying.
Damn.
And she's explaining, like I said, the officer pulled him over for broken tail light, and then
Broken tail light.
he asked for their ID. And so the guy said, just let you know, I got my weapon on it. I got my concealed and carry license. So then when he goes for his ID, like the officer tells him to, then the officer gets afraid for some reason and starts to shoot. And I'm like, a part of me was like, well, maybe he shouldn't have, told him that he had a gun. But
just
he may have found another reason to shoot him, and then to find out later on that he had a gun on him, they would have definitely justified it that way. Yeah,
I'm like, but if the dude tell you he had a gun
and his had a license,
you would think your next thing was like, okay, put the gun.
You should have a way
to
handle that situation.
Yeah.
When you stop somebody, knowing that this is a conceal and carry state, when you stop somebody that happens to be concealing and carrying a fucking weapon, then
do your job.
You have a different protocol. You got different, a way to go about it instead of just
they don't have
shooting.
A booklet of question and answer.
No, I feel like we as Americans, we do, especially black folk, we do more justifying for police officers when we say, well, they're supposed to be trained. I feel like they don't get shit. They get a motherfucking gun and a picture of suspects.
They
and all the pictures are black, and so they come through and they start shooting. I know it's not like that, but that's exactly how it feels, because I'm tired of saying every fucking time we talk about this, police should be trained to defuse the situation. Police should be trained to shoot to disarm or shoot to, but they're shooting to kill, because I can't imagine that they were trained any other way.
It seems like they're taught to engage rather than to
diffuse the situation.
Defuse the situation.
You don't even have to ask questions.
They escalate the situation.
Most of these times we see police officers are escalating the situation because
they hear us ask their questions.
They have this complex. Why? Like, who the fuck are you to ask me any questions?
And I'm like,
do you know who I am? Do you see this badge? Don't you see this gun? And so you get to the point in your life, it's like, how can I not fucking hate? How am I supposed to love and respect and have appreciation for other people when my life is so meaningless to so many? It is crazy.
I mean, they shoot them right in it. And so those two stories is why we get the third story. I think they had a protest. They were having a protest in Dallas. And I believe it's 4 cops. They got sniped. I guess they said it was strategically done. Like somebody knew what they were doing. Mm-hmm. I guess Remy was on the roof and start shooting.
That's from a movie, ain't it?
Yeah, Higher Learner. Remy got a gun. Remy got a gun. And so and got 5 cops. All 5 cops. Then they don't have any suspects right now, do they? You might, because man, how I felt about this time, I didn't want to read nothing. It's because I knew it was the same shit. I didn't want to read nothing. All of a sudden, Facebook is flooded with killing shit. It was shit I saw last killings. They bringing it back up, and now it's flooded with that. You see police brutality. I'm like, I don't want to see all this. I just flip and go to something else now. That's why I just really haven't been paying attention like I usually do, because I didn't want to get pissed off like I usually do. Mm. And it seemed like somebody put a battery pack on you, because you extra. But man, I just couldn't this time. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't engage myself as far as, I know the outskirts of I knew they got killed, but then it was for the same semi reason. They don't want to ask no questions. They just want you to comply. And I'm like, but hold up. Like you ain't a citizen, like you ain't a human being. Let me know. The situation might turn around. I'm like, okay, you right. Not every black person gonna fight, or some people, some might have some type of understanding,
And then with the Castile situation, he didn't fight. He tried to do what he was asked to do. And then, his girlfriend mentioned them after the fact that, they did have some weed in the car. But did they even? They haven't even got the ID.
No reason to check for no weed, exactly. Man.
They haven't even got the IDs.
A broken tail light. That's why I was like, I couldn't, because it's so random. A stop sign, running a stop sign or something. I could get killed from running a stop sign.
Yes.
Something so trivial. Something so ain't nobody around. I ain't. I'm not killing nobody or hitting somebody, a runner or a bicyclist. And
it could be
a broken tail light. That's something I can go to O'Reilly and pay a couple of bucks for and get fixed. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to pay for the light with my life. You know what I'm saying? How much your back light costs? Oh, his life, he done.
And that's exactly what happened. But in the Houston situation,
yeah, man. I thought it was Dallas.
Dallas. I'm sorry. The Dallas situation, like you start to hear that, there's this something going on. We got officers down, and I'm seeing video of officers being dragged, and I'm like, it's almost as if this is where they were forcing people to go. They were forcing this type of situation. So you have to start to understand, like, okay,
I've been saying that long.
Who's actually doing this? And then when they tell us about this suspect that they found, it turns out to be some guy. His name is Micah Xavier Johnson. I believe that's his last name. And he is... That's because they've been giving us the whole name. I think, but I don't remember. I'm not quite sure on the last name. But it's a black guy. I think he was some type in the military at some point.
Yeah, because they said, man, he got him clean. Like he sniped the shit out there.
What's weird though is that people who were there are reporting like we hear multiple gunshots. Like it sounds not like somebody's being sniped, but gunshots coming from different little locations. Mm-hmm. So that's why they were thinking there was multiple people. But to find this one guy. And I'm like, really? Like, and then he's a black guy. That I'm sure that's who they were looking for anyway. But then the way that they killed him, have you heard that?
No, I didn't know they had killed the suspect,
bruh. When I heard about it, I said, oh, so the military, got involved. They said like they were trying to negotiate with his ass for a long time, and negotiations weren't going anywhere, and they feared for the life of more officers, which is totally understandable. But they
negotiate what?
His surrender.
Oh, okay.
They put a bomb on a bomb robot and rolled it up to the area where he was, and blew him up. I said,
like no. It's a movie.
No, I said no. I said you must be mistaken. When they were telling my coworkers to tell me, I said no. I said that's why I said was the military. The military showed up. Because I can't imagine the Dallas police officers or even the SWAT team resorting to blowing up.
Actually having a bomb.
A bomb.
Now, I know they have a bomb machine. I know they have that.
Bomb,
but
not to use it to blow somebody up.
Put a bomb, somebody make
This is something you see in another country on television.
A damn movie.
I said, this is crazy. I would have expected them, if at the most, like to get more, like your snipers. Mm-hmm. Get your people out there to take him out. But I said, a bomb? It sounds so weird to me. And then they were saying like the guy was talking about how he wanted to kill police officers.
I heard like he had a grandiose plan, and that was just like the first part of his plan.
Yeah, I was hearing people talking about like he said he planted some bombs around the city, and like he had an issue with Black Lives Matter. I'm like, that's like it don't really fit. I'm gonna have to marinate on this.
They piecing up bullshit together to make a full piece of bullshit, and then feed it to us. But it's different pieces of bullshit that's in play, and act like nobody like nobody be none the wiser or something. Because
they know as long as the story is, as long as it makes sense to a few, then that few is going to spread, and so they're going to try to convince other people of this bullshit. And I just don't for some reason it just don't feel right, and I don't even know how or why. Right. It don't feel right. You blew up like it's not like they could probably consider him a terrorist, even though we've seen, Dylan Roof, we consider a terrorist, but they didn't blow his ass up. Like maybe he came quietly. That's why they were able to stop and get him something to eat on the way. I don't know. It feels wrong. Something about it just ain't.
That's what we're going to, Mike D. I don't know. They pushing buttons, and I think they want to push buttons.
That's what it feels like.
And I've been saying that. So for the last few times these killings, I think because it's happening so frequent. It has to. It can't be to me like just random. I don't believe it. I don't believe it now. And then of course, the gun issue comes up again. They love to bring that up. And so either they doing something to get the gun laws changed, and something is being manipulated. And the American public is to give up our guns, but.
But you would think if in that situation, I haven't really heard anything from the NRA, who's supposed to be out.
They don't say shit about shit.
They say when
no, I'm talking about numbers. Yeah, with black folk, they don't. My gun is locked up. I have nothing to say about this. What? So yeah, until they start coming after them, they ain't gonna say shit. They ain't gonna say shit at all. On more positive news, your girl Serena won Wimbledon. I believe either her 6th or 7th one, and she's tied with Steffi Graf, who is the second most person to have
championship titles.
Championship titles. I'm trying to think of the word they use, but anyway, she's tied with her, and I think it's. Navratilova, I think the one that got the most, and I think she's like 8 away. So she still got, unless she's trying to play to 40, because I think she's like 34 right now. And so, but that's good, At least something good came out of it. And Venus, her and Venus won doubles, but they always win. They damn near got like 15 of them Wimbledon championship as far as doubles. But we try to put a silver lining on some bullshit.
Before we just real quick, I want to give a shout out to OJ Purple Johnson, who watched one of our videos where I was talking about going to Ireland, and so I checked my PO box, and she sent me this little brochure from Ireland. I don't know if you guys can see, say Northern Ireland, and then a card, and so I just wanted to shout her out real quick and thank you for that. And there's nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with Ireland, brother. Look how beautiful that is. Ain't nothing wrong.
Ain't didn't say mine with. That's what I said. I can do. I know Ireland now.
You've been there. Get out of here.
Thank you for our tour. Thank you guys. Hopefully, we're gonna have to come back with something more pleasant next time. I'm tired of talking about this shit, but we need to. Unfortunately, might be.
That's all I got.
Till next time, folks.